Hi there, this is Anna Prosser for Kingston HyperX here at MLG Winter Championships 2012. Standing here with Greg Fields, aka EG.IdrA, on day 3 of the tournament. We're waiting for the final matches between Dongregru and Marine King Prime. So Greg, we talked to you on day 1. You gave us some of your predictions. Can you tell us kind of how your predictions have played out, whether you're surprised or not surprised?
I think I said Dongregru, MC, and Parting. So Dongregru worked out at least, but MC and Parting both got knocked out in PvPs. Parting by Huck and MC by Naniwa, so a little surprise there. But yeah, all the Protosses killed themselves, so I think that kind of sabotaged my predictions.
Yeah, you have mentioned in the past that you feel like Zerg may be a little underpowered, Protoss may be overpowered. How's the balance right now? Tell us about it.
I still feel the matchup's pretty hard. Like I said, there's Zergs like Dongregru and Stefano who have success there, although Stefano got knocked out by a Protoss who's like a million times worse than him at this event, so that kind of puts a knock on that as well. Maybe there's some hope, but I feel the matchup's pretty hard.
How did the tournament end up for you? You were knocked out before the finals, obviously, but tell us a little bit about your run.
Well, I beat Jinro pretty easily. We used to have the little rivalry thingy, and it's kind of fallen off. But the last time we played was at IEM China, where he beat me, so it's kind of nice. And those were easy matches, so a good start to the day. Then, unfortunately, I had to play JYP up on stage. It always sucks playing a teammate. I got in really good shape in the first game, and I felt I played really cleanly in the start, and so I was happy with that. But then I transitioned to Muta instead of Infestor, which is just a really bad mistake by me. I thought I could just brute force my way to a win, but I couldn't. He played really well. And then the second game was iffy and so-so, and I don't really remember it that much. Then I had to play the winner of Inori Stefano, and Inori two-base all-in his way past Stefano. And then I managed to beat him in a series that was satisfying just because you love to crush someone who doesn't deserve it as much as Inori does. But I don't know. It was kind of silly. I actually felt bad because Stefano was sitting behind me watching it, and he left in disgust after I beat him because Stefano is a lot better than me as EVP, and he lost just because the matchup and the playstyle is so bullshit. And then to see me win after that, it's fucking Ori.
Well, is there any trends that you're seeing in terms of playstyle? I mean, at a big tournament like this, you have all the greats coming together, showing off their new strategies. Anything that you're taking away as a Zerg that you might point out to the fans at home?
Mutas don't really work anymore as EVT. Dongregru, he's still winning some of his games with Mutiling Bane, but then when he goes Ling Infestor, he just utterly destroys, and he still loses some Mutiling Bane games to Terrans who are quite a bit worse than him. I think that style is pretty much obsolete. Maybe on the occasional map or to mix in as a surprise, but I think Infestor styles are the way to go for the future. And then ZVP is still pretty up in the air. All the best Zerg players have different styles versus Protoss. I think the 3-hatch no gas opening that Stefano and DRG use, that's kind of like the basis we should work off of. But then mid-game tech switches and timings and attack patterns are all still really up there, really up in the air.
So what are you going to work on as you go home? You're preparing for these other tournaments you've mentioned. Is there anything specific you're going to be doing?
ZVP mainly. I feel really good versus I got knocked out by a Terran. I actually forgot to cover that. But yeah, I got knocked out. I just played poorly. It wasn't the matchup at all. I just made bad decisions. I feel comfortable with ZVT. ZVZ, I think there's always going to be a little bit of a luck aspect to it, but otherwise I feel good in the matchup. And so I'm just going to work on ZVP and try and figure something out.
If anyone at home missed the matches or didn't get to watch the stream, is there any particular game, whether it's yours or someone else's, that you'd point out?
I haven't seen a ton of the games, so I'm sure I've missed a lot of good ones. Actually, one I missed, Huck versus Naniwa, was apparently an incredibly suspenseful ending. He was running around with one stalker, and Huck spent the entire time trying to trap it with Zealot Probe, and then just barely did at the end. The last game of Hart versus Dongregru was insane. I think Hart actually left when he had the game won because DRG had 0 income and only 2 Broodlords left, and Hart still had a full mining base with turrets and stuff. I think he had almost 0 production left, but he could have rebuilt, I think. So, I don't know, but they were a really, really tense game and really well played. Hart's kind of surprised me. I didn't think he was that good going into it. I'm still not entirely sure, but he's shown some good games.
There were a few situations in this tournament where you ran into team kills, maybe not as many as in the past at MLGs. You mentioned those are always tough. What were the team kills in this situation, and were they bad?
For me, it was JYP, and obviously that's tough just because he's a Protoss. That's my bad matchup. And PvZ is his best matchup, I think. He's been known for being really good PvZ within Korea. So that was a tough matchup for me. And also we had practiced together. He had a match for Zerg, and I had a match versus the Protoss player in Kode back in Korea. So we played quite a bit together before that, so we knew each other's styles very well. And he won the majority of those games, so he had confidence going in. So that was my only team kill. Then otherwise, I'm not sure if there were any other EGs playing EGs in the tournament, but that was my only one.
Well, on kind of the social side, you know, your fans want to hear about your play, obviously, but they also want to hear about your life, your teammates, that kind of stuff. You get to spend a lot of time at this tournament with almost all of your teammates here at MLG, and then also some of the friends and significant others of teammates. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of the community life here?
It's actually really awesome. EG, we have pretty much everyone here except our CEO. The entire team and staff is here. So that's really cool. And then everyone has some friends and significant others with them as well. So it's actually just a huge group of us roaming around, watching games together, going out and having fun. It's really great. It's kind of unfortunate that we can't have that much fun at something that's also supposed to be like your professional, your working environment. I want to be focused on the tournament, but at the same time, there's a lot of cool people that I usually don't get to see here, and you want to spend time with them as well. So you have to find a good balance there, and you have to be really careful about that.
There's always speculation about, you know, which players are dating who or seeing who or who likes who or not. Is that something you like to keep really private, or do you mind sharing that with your fans?
I didn't mind before, but then Katie came to Columbus last year, and there was a lot of really disgusting reaction, particularly on Reddit and somewhat on Team Liquid, so now I think it's much better to keep personal life pretty private.
Then I won't ask you any more questions about it, but thank you so much, Greg, for spending the time with us. Is there anyone you'd like to thank or give shout-outs to before we sign off?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Team Evil Geniuses and all our sponsors, Intel, SteelSeries, Monster, Kingston HyperX, Sapphire, and Beyond Gaming. Big thanks to all of them, as well as our additional sponsors. And SplitReason.com/EG for the release of the Gracken shirt. Everyone should go pick one of those up. Thank you.
And I personally would like to thank Kingston HyperX for bringing me out here, letting me cover this fantastic event. And again, thanks to you, Greg.
Thank you.